just a dude that rap sick with an attitude. I got the amplitude with a higher magnitude. Y'all corny niggas, y'all ain't even in my latitude. Y'all should be kissing my feet, showing me gratitude.
Pack and block and burn your ballot, it is. Stack and guap low and homie and tally up those chips. Pack and block and burn your ballot, it is.
Man, I've been rapping for like, you could say 15 years, man, but officially, it's gonna be 10 years.
Man, I've been rapping for like 7 years, man, you know what I mean? But I always been in love with this shit since a young boy, but I really got serious like 7 years ago, man, and you know, I just been putting it down since then.
Seriously, I've been rapping, period, since I was about 9 years old. I wrote my first rap at 9 years old. I've been taking it serious since like, maybe senior year of high school or something like that.
As far as rapping is concerned, I've been rapping ever since like, I'd say like 4th, 5th grade. I mean, like I was writing raps and giving them away to other people to say at first, you know, and then I realized like, oh, I can do it and keep it for myself, you know what I mean?
For about a good 6 weeks, I just really started getting into this thing. Just feel like something to do.
Slam her down the manhole, bring her to the underground.
Damn. The self-destruction video shoot right here in Mount Mars Park. I was dumb young, and me and my boys, big shout out my man Geach and Soda, Jared and Warbucks. We snuck up in there to try to get in the shite, and your man's Slick Rick, he seen, we got caught, and Slick Rick came out and seen and pointed at my man Geach. It was like, nah, that's my cousin, and got us all up in there. That shit was kind of crazy.
Man, back when we had the dual cassettes on the radio, I mean, you know, sitting up, and you had the 2 radios, because back then it was BLS and Kiss rocking. Hot 97 wasn't even around. So you get, you know, Mr. Magic on one, you record that, you get Red Alert on the next, record that, you know what I mean? Make sure the mix is good, you feel me?
Oldest memory of hip hop is being in front of the TV when I was younger, because I had an older sister, and she would be watching, you know, just MTV, and then Yo MTV Raps came on, and I was like fascinated by it. So I always, like, you know, tuned in, always watched it, you know what I mean, and just fell in love with it. So,
ironically enough, this is the Ironbound section of Newark. When I had to be about 5 or 6, right around there on Horatio Court, I was staying with my grandmother, and her neighbor had her friend had a neighbor with a daughter and 3 sons. The 2 sons were DJs, and they got a big playground out here, like a big football, not even football, a big basketball kickball court, and they would come down on the weekends and DJ. So one day I finally wanted to see where are they taking all the equipment to, what's going on, and they went out there in the big ass playground, set up the turntables, and they was just jamming. It wasn't like you know, all the beat juggling and all that shit, but they was playing like Christmas rap, like the joints from back then, and cats was rhyming. Yeah, I had to be about 5, so I'm not gonna date myself. I had to be about 5 or 6 years old.
A lot of chicks not really built for this life, but I'm a hustler.
Tied between KRS-One, Big Daddy Kane, and Rakim. All those guys were real strong lyricists. Not only that, they had a message and all that shit going on. You know, had a little fashion going on. You know what I'm saying? Big Daddy Kane liked to dance. He had Scoob and Scrap. You know what I mean? I had my flat top. You know what I'm saying? I think everybody did. They still getting them now, so those are my top 3.
My favorite MC all time would have to be Rakim. Was always inspired by Rakim, by his videos. Fascinated, you know what I mean? Just his flow, his cadence, everything about him. You know, Eric B on the beats, just that whole sound they came up with was real dope. So yeah, Rakim.
That's a tough one, cause of all time, Coogee Rap.
I gotta go Redman, the mayor of the bricks, KRS-One, Coogee Rap, Big Daddy Kane, Rakim, Pun was a beast, Biggie, and Run, DJ Run.
Man, my favorite MC of all times, hands down, gotta be David Styles. Styles P the Ghost.
My favorite MC would have to be Jay-Z.
Favorite MC. Yo, I like a lot of rappers, man. You know what I'm saying? Definitely there's so many dope rappers out there, you know. I like Slang Ton from the Outsiders. I like Nas. I like Slick Rick, Cool G Rap, Rakim. I like a lot of rappers, like Ghostface Killer. There's so many dope rappers out there, you know what I'm saying? So to have one, it's kind of not fun.
All time gotta be Pun. All time.
Shit, I'm just saying, the road wasn't easy to get to the top.
My favorite album would have to be Reasonable Doubts, I have to say, because it was just like a classic. Actually, I have two of those too. And I'm Ready to Die, Biggie. Those two albums was like classic albums to me.
Gangstar shit used to be crazy. But really, the first Big Pun album, man, you know, that nigga's the shit, baby. That's the dude, Puerto Rican and all, you already know.
My favorite album of all time. Sheesh. That's a hard one, man. There's a lot of good ones out there, B. But like I said, Nas was one of my top favorites, so I'm gonna have to go with Illmatic. Illmatic is definitely one of my top 5 albums of all time, if not the number 1. You feel me?
Maybe Beastie Boys' Paul's Boutique because of the samples. Man, there's so many. Just naming a few off the top of my head. Gangstar, Hard to Earn. Who else? You know, Wu-Tang, 36 Chambers. First Ghostface album. So many albums to name.
Definitely Wu-Tang, 36 Chambers. That was a album that changed my life dramatically.
Decorating whole blocks in the name of hip hop, just to have something to look at.
The creative freedom, being able to think of something and then manifest it physically and get feedback from it.
The defiance of it, the conservative people more like, you shouldn't be doing that, or you can't do that. And it was like, well, why not? You know what I'm saying? It's not like we're doing anything wrong, you know what I'm saying? It was like an outlet for kids who had no way to, you know, some kids who couldn't play sports or didn't have the means to play sports or do other extracurricular activities after school or what have you. You know, parents coming from the hood and the slums and so forth, you didn't have the money to kind of do what you wanted. So this became like a pastime for people, breakdancing and rapping and, you know, beating on tables and stuff at first. And it was a cool thing. Then we got turntables and scratching and all the elements of hip-hop started to come together. And what made me love it was the fact that, again, like, people didn't want it to happen. And I saw it as something for me to do positive, to show others, you know, my feelings without, you know, in a positive way, without being negative, without expressing yourself in a derogatory way or a bad way where, you know, you can go to jail for it or something like that.
Well, it was the expression of lifestyle, basically, like being able to tell your story of what you're going through music. That always intrigued me, how people could paint a picture with words, and when you listen to it, you actually could vision what that person is going through or what he's trying to explain or portray. So that's what I fell in love with. I mean, being able to tell a story.
It just spoke my language, man. Hip hop was everywhere, man. Everybody from my brother was beatboxing, my brother Delic was rapping. Hip hop was something I just sponged off at an early age, you know what I mean? It was really nothing else. I fell in love with it early.
It felt like it was made for me. Like it was the soundtrack to my life.
I'm in this game to survive, you in it for fun. So if you question,
I think the first time that I started writing and I used to freestyle in the park at 10 years old, freestyling in the park at school, battling, and then probably when I was like 12 or 13, I started writing rhymes, and from there it just was like, I just love it. It's just love it, I'm gonna just keep doing it to my death. That's it.
Rent. See, most people think MC means move the crowd. To me, MC means rent is due. So once the lights start flickering, like I said, 6 weeks ago, I got real serious about this shit, and I was just like, I gotta get these bills paid, you know what I mean? Raise my record sales to bail my homies out of jail.
What really made me decide it was one of my old bosses. Thank you so much. And the reason I thank this old guy, he was racist, he was mean, he was an asshole, you know what I'm saying? And it just so happened I had bought me a brand new Korg Triton at the time, and I had went to the studio all night, and I'm like, you know, I made a couple $1,000s that night, and I was surprised. I'm like, yo, this could really be, you know, promising. If I could do this every weekend, I wouldn't have to work no job. And messed around, and I tried to, you know, I broke down. I went to work, and on the way to work, I got stung by a bee. And I'm sitting here bugging like, yo, this can't be real. Like, you know, I didn't want to go to work, but it just gave me an excuse not to go. But I went anyway. And I'm talking to my old boss, and he's gonna tell me, oh, you being a lazy nigga, because I didn't want to work because I got stung by a bee. When he called me a lazy nigga, this is an old white guy. You know, he used to have blonde hair, he's silver now, ocean blue eyes, you know, and it hurt me when he said it, and I wanted to punch him in his mouth, you know what I'm saying? You know, but I had to keep it professional and figure out another way to go about it. And when I did, I said, why don't you come outside with me? And I took him to my trunk. I popped the trunk of my car and I showed him my keyboard. I said, you see that? And he was like, oh, it's beautiful, it's nice, it's nice. And I'm biting my tongue the whole time because he already called me a lazy nigga. So I looked at him and I looked at the keyboard and I said, you see that? I said, what I made last night off of this, you won't pay me in 2 weeks. I said, it take me 2 weeks to make that money. I made that in a night. So you and this job can kiss my ass. I'm out. And that was the start of it, you know? Someone get the fuck lost.
Dollars over hunger, that's how the streets got us.
I basically put the beat on, and I do what the beat tells me. As soon as it comes on, first few seconds, I try to spit like 2 or 3 bars and try to figure out a hook, and I just do what the beat tells me, really. I don't go in with a concept or nothing.
Well, how I create music, it comes from motivation of life, period. So it depends on my mood, what I'm going through at the moment, what's going on around me, how I'm feeling. But I gotta be inspired, I gotta be motivated. I can't just sit there and throw a beat on and write to it and force it. Like, I really like music to come naturally to me. Like, I have to be in some type of feeling mood, like either I'm sad or I'm angry or I'm happy, and I want to express my feelings at the moment. That's when my best music comes out.
I just kept a can, tall cans, and let the beat talk to me, you know what I mean? I'm fueled by beer, motherfucker, shit. And that's real talk. So I get some tall cans, a couple shots, maybe go to a strip club, watch a little porn, bam, I'm writing, you know what I mean? That's how I break it down, fuck it.
Sometimes a beat so fire, as soon as it come on, you start thinking of bars, you know what I mean? Or sometimes you may be walking, or you might see something, or something might happen in your life that inspires some bars that you might write, and then might have to find a beat for it. Like, so I do a little of both. I'm inspired by life, the things that go on around me.
My flow be wrestling wave lines, blessing the page.
I like the creative process of being able to, like, when the MCing tip, I like to vibe out, let the beat run for a minute, smoke an L, drink or something, smoke a stove, or just be natural. Drink a glass of water and come up with some shit. And just the creative process. I like thinking of shit and doing it. The music business, hate me, it's the money. To know you can get paid or doing something you love, it's the greatest shit.
The writing and just the recording. Recording is beautiful, man, especially if you're around good people that really serious about the craft that you do. You know, they give you input, you take it, and you try to come out with the best product you can for that hour or two or whatever you work on it, you know what I mean?
The creativity, just to be able to just, you giving birth to something. It's your baby, you know, so it's your son, it's your daughter, is your favorite dog, you know, it's something you created and you made it real. You brought it into the world and now you're sharing it with everybody else.
The love and support that the game gives to people that, you know, show forth something, you know. I love the camaraderie. I love all the real people out there in this hip hop culture, you know what I'm saying?
I like relating to people. I like when people tell me that the song fit what they were going through perfectly. Like they felt like it was made for them. The same way hip hop used to make me feel, I make other people feel like that, and that means a lot to me.
Whack niggas pay for spins, I don't do laundry. I'm going.
A lot of motherfuckers make no sense. They get in the studio, they put a hot ass beat on, and they mumble a few fucking words out, and that's a fucking hit song. Come on, man, that's garbage. There's a lot of garbage out there, man. A lot of people being bamboozled, man, by the fucking mainstream media.
The fact that everybody is a critic. Somebody who doesn't do what you can and what you do has the biggest opinion on what you do, and it's the powers that be. That's what I don't like about it. That's what the people in positions of power are the strongest critics and got so much to say about the talent and what the fuck the talent is doing and can't do it themselves.
I dislike the politics, the money over talent situation where you could be garbage, and as long as you have money and you pay your way in, you're good, you're in there, while people with talent have to struggle to get in there, man.
The business side of it, I hate that side of it. You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes you can't keep up with everything. You gotta have a lawyer watching the lawyer, then a lawyer watching that lawyer, then another lawyer watching that lawyer, like, and then you paying everybody. You know what I'm saying? In the process, you getting broke because you gotta pay all of these people just to watch this person. You know what I'm saying? Because you can't keep a watch on your shit. So there's a lot of fraudulent people that promise you dreams and stuff like that out there that really can't do it. They got a little money, they can flash a little money and this, that, and the other, but they really don't have the know-how to take you up in these, or walk you in these offices and have a conversation, because as an artist, you have to be sold to the people, and the people have to, the record execs have to look at you and say, this is an artist I'm going to make my money back off of.
Remain with the pain, so everything is a game.
Getting to see the world, just traveling in general. I could say the gold record for the ultimate from the soundtrack, the High School High soundtrack. The fact that I made it to Japan from Brick City. Come on, fuck it. My greatest achievement has been traveling. I never thought that hip hop would take it this far.
Well, definitely working with Tupac and the Outlaws, that was definitely an accomplishment for me, you know. I went from, of course, like a street level producer into having published works in the industry.
Right here. Son of a One-Armed Man, my album. This right here. This is what it's all about, the music, the getting your album. And the fact that my album was sold out on mad websites and everybody checking for me in iTunes and everything. The love I'm getting, the fact that I sold out Public Assembly for an album release party. You know what I mean? My record sold out in the building that day. Like, that's the satisfaction.
I'm after the gold, then after that the platinum.
Leaving my name in a mark that, you know, this guy made good music. You know, he just came real. He was just a genuine dude, you know what I'm saying? His lifestyle reflected his music. And that's definitely what I wanna leave. You know what I mean? Just that sound, that A-sharp sound.
Just being all around successful, being able to feed my family, pay my rent, not struggling, spend my whole life struggling, I just want a couple years of some easy living. That's all I ask, B. I ain't trying to be out here being rich and flossing and driving every brand new car that hit the market, but I just want give me about a good 20 years of easy living, man. That's all I ask. Out of all the stuff I put in these streets, about a good 20, 25 years of easy living, man. Let me provide for mine.
Man, some people out there remember who the hell I am, not only for being some, some rapper, but just being who I am.
Put your hands in the air, try to reach the sky. If you're not satisfied with what they supply, the game fucked up, but it's still alive. They could run, they could hide, but they won't survive. Put your hands to the sky, try to touch the clouds. If you're not satisfied with what they put out, it's all bullshit. That's what they about. Nowadays, all the rappers do is run they mouth. The pen touches the pad with a fury unmatched. When I die, smoke my ashes and turn your lungs black. I live through the rhymes that I write in the sheets. Heart and verses can fuck up a good night of sleep. So wake your ass up, I hope you can smell the Folgers. Your breakfast ain't burned when there's smoke out the toaster. Pussy ass niggas getting poked like...
This is feel good music dedicated to the people, to the gods and the earths. I love my
West on the strip, I love my people. East, west, north, south, I love my people. To the ones behind bars, I love my people. No disrespect to others, I love my people. And I put this on my seed, ain't no one equal. No shame in my game, I love